will get your skin glowing, smooth, sexy with a silky touch. From facials, full body waxing, Brazilian waxing, lash lifts, microdermabrasions, dermaplanes, chemical peels, you name it, we can do it. Ask me about my customer referral program. For each customer you refer to me, you get $10 towards your next service.
Hi, I'm Zach Hood, and I tattoo at Mystic Images. Come to Mystic Images and get your ink therapy from me, Zach, for some dope art and tattoos. I'll tattoo you professionally as an artist. I'm a radical artist.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Renee Michelle Merrifield, your host of the In the Loop TV show. We are here. Loopers, thank you for tuning in. We have Jason Aaron Pro in the producer's corner.
What's up, everybody? We are streaming live 7 p.m. Thursday night, every Thursday. We are broadcasting on ABC WRTV every Saturday night at midnight. We're 24/7 inside of thousands of hotel rooms, and we are on every single stinking podcast platform you could possibly imagine. We love this city. We love Indianapolis, Indiana, the Midwest, and we just love bringing attention to cool people, places, events, world championship boxers. And in that regard, we'd love to, tell you to go to the InTheLoop.tv show or InTheLoop.tv website and try your chance at winning one of these gift cards. Some really easy clickable ways to try your hand at one of those cards. And also I'm doing a thing where if you go to on your phone, this is a screenshot of a phone, go to the In the Loop TV show Facebook page, go to the little thing there where you can invite your friends, invite 10 of your friends or more, and take a screen grab and send it to our page. And maybe you'll win, or I'll actually choose one of those for a gift card. So we got like 2 ways you can win this gift card.
Yeah, super easy.
And last week's guest actually left us with some extra books, so I'll throw in one of those maybe too if you want. Biafra, about his time in Africa. It's awesome. Renee Michelle Merrifield, what is going on in this episode?
Jason, we have a jam-packed episode. We are so excited. Erica Steichleather is on the Paper Towns red carpet interviewing cast and crew from that movie. Super
Which
cool
movie?
Stuff.
Paper Towns?
Paper Towns. That was a really great one. A little tearjerker one. I love it. And then John Bowsman feast with owner Katie Harris at Iozzo's Garden of Italy.
Iozzo.
So good, a giant meatball. Very yummy. Some lasagna. And finally, we get to introduce our very special in-studio guest, world champion boxer relentless, Lamon Brewster.
What's up?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
We're so honored to have you on the show. You're a legend. You're going to talk with us about boxing and beverages and more.
Yep.
Oh, you have quite the story to tell. I mean, serious, like world champion boxer. Come on. We're so excited to talk to you. Thank you for being here.
Heavyweight
Champion
of the world.
Right there. Lamon Brewster. We crossed paths back in 2014 as we were gearing up for the Walk Across America, Helping Hands for Freedom. So we're going to see some of those clips. We're going to take a look at the moment he knocked out Vladimir Klitschko to win that championship. And we're going to talk about how he's kind of lended that championship power behind his charity, Brewster's Place, and some other businesses that feed that. So this is an awesome show. I'm glad you're here, champ, and excited to catch up with you. Look at that belt right there. You kidding me?
It's beautiful.
Oh, so beautiful. So with all that being said, I got just one question for you. Indianapolis, are you ready to be in the loop?
I'm AJ Harbor. I'm from Mystic Images Tattoo, AJ Harbor Tattoos on Instagram and Facebook. I do all black and gray realism. I'd love to kind of start a project with you. We'll set up a consultation, reach out, we can set something up. It'd be awesome.
We will get your skin glowing, smooth, sexy with a silky touch. From facials, full body waxing, Brazilian waxing, lash lifts, microdermabrasions, dermaplanes, chemical peels, you name it, we can do it. Ask me about my customer referral program. For each customer you refer to me, you get $10 towards your next service.
Y'all, if you haven't seen this movie, the red, sorry, choked on my own spit. The Paper Towns.
It's okay. I know this is a very emotional time for you.
It is. I just love Lamon Brewster so much. He's so awesome. We're so excited to have you. But if you have not checked out the movie Paper Towns, then, well, you're going to see a little bit about it now. Erica Steichleather takes us to the red carpet. And actually, the writer, John Green, is an Indiana native. So it's a super cool segment.
I'd love to get him in here. That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
See what he's been doing
if you're
so
watching
far.
this, John Green, hit up Jolly.
Yeah.
Check this out, y'all. This is Paper Towns.
Have you taken John Green out for a spin yet?
I haven't. I think he would want to. He's a big IndyCar fan, and it'd be cool to get him in the two-seater at Indianapolis and drive him around a little bit. But, yeah, it's a really cool event he's got going on here.
I love John Green. John Green's like one of our biggest supporters in IndyCar racing, so we have a good friendship, and he's got a fantasy league with his buddies, so he always supports us. It's fun for us to come support him.
What are you looking forward to seeing in Paper Towns?
John Green's magic. I mean, he makes some serious films, so he's done a good job. His books have been absolute hits, so it's cool to have him here in Indy too, because I mean it's a hometown guy, and I was born and raised here in Indy too, so it's cool to see people still sticking to the roots in Indy. I mean, he lives here, so it's really cool.
I really appreciate your use of strong female protagonists in your writing. What or who inspired that aspect?
Well, I have a lot of really strong women in my life. I also grew up with a radically feminist mother who taught me that women should be treated as people and should be talked about as people. And so I think that hopefully I write strong male characters and strong female characters as well. But yeah, I'm surrounded by awesome women, first among them, my wife.
What is the most rewarding part of your novel being seen on screen so far? Because you've seen the movie.
Just the way that the characters come to life. Nat and Cara and Halston and Justice and everybody in the cast worked so hard and gave so much of themselves to make these characters that once were just inside of my head, like alive and complicated in ways that even I never imagined. So that's been the most fulfilling part.
So your character, Lacey, you said you were drawn to her because she shattered people's preconceived notions about herself. How have you experienced that in your own life?
I think all the time it's easy to feel judged and judge others based on the way they look, just because it's your first impression of them. And it's really important to remember that everyone, teenagers and adults alike, are complex people, and that whole message in Paper Towns really resonated with me, and especially in the bathtub scene. So I felt really lucky to be a part of something that meant a lot.
Do you have any road trip essentials?
Road trip? Oh, good music and snacks. Yeah, definitely snacks.
What are your road trip essential snacks you have to have?
Red vines, for sure. Water, gotta stay hydrated. And maybe some kind of like popcorn, like salty popcorn.
Yeah. Would you go on a road trip with the rest of the cast?
In a heartbeat. I'd like to.
So you have a song in the film, right?
Yeah. It's called Look Outside.
That's what you're playing today?
We're going to play that and a couple other songs. We have to play one song that was in Fault in Our Stars, and then one song that's in this one, and then another
one song that's in 2 movies coming out, and then another one that's in 2 movies coming out.
So it's weird, like it seems like the music and movies are very, connected.
Connected, yeah.
Did the music or acting start first?
It kind of started at the same time. I mean, our parent, my dad's a musician, my mom's an actress, and I just love doing those two things. And it's great having all this success, but it really is about the art, because I know that it wanes and there are peaks and valleys, and just gotta kind of keep your head down and do the work.
It's a road trip movie. Would you guys take a road trip together?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we have sort of.
Where'd you go?
We've gone on tour, so we did.
Came to
we done
Indianapolis.
tours, yeah.
I would only go to Indianapolis. That's where I want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, great answer.
Follow your train, it's last station. Follow your train, it's last station.
I've never been to school before. It feels kind of wrong.
It does feel kind of wrong, but it also feels kind of right.
Take a risk. Stop playing it so safe.
Dude, put your shirt on.
How much do you drink?
I think it's stuck to my hand.
I miss her.
I miss her too.
If I don't find Margot, it's all for nothing.
You have to get lost before you find yourself.
Such a cute movie. Oh, Lamon, if you haven't seen it, you gotta go get. I wish they still have Blockbuster and stuff like that. Squirrel. But I mean, it's a really, and all those actors and actresses have gone on to do so many more really great movies. I just saw one on Netflix. It was kind of scary, but it had the brother guy in there, and there
Alex Wolff. Yeah, I just saw him in Oppenheimer. So huge movie.
Huge movie. Yeah.
Did you see that?
And Cara Delevingne, what's her name?
Cara
she's
Delevingne?
in there. Yeah, Delevingne. Yeah, she's in there.
She was
Her
about the only
eyebrow.
person that wasn't on that red carpet that day, but yeah, some pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. And
good
that was a great
conversations.
segment. Yeah, we are so excited to talk to Lamon Brewster. We have to take a quick commercial break, do one more segment, and then we will be right with Lamon and get to learn all about you and share everything with our viewers. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I'm Chris, and I'll take care of all your tattoo needs, man. A lot of people come to visit me for geometrics, handwriting, line work, different stuff like that. Makes me happy. The biggest thing is making people's reaction when they get done seeing my tattoos. They are so happy about it, but I love it, man.
So, Lamon, how do you feel about meatballs, spaghetti? You know what to tell you.
Love it.
So good, right?
Oh, absolutely. Now, you got to have the garlic bread, though. See?
You have to have the garlic bread. Now I'm getting hungry.
The staple.
And Iozzo's is so delicious.
Katie explains how to
Yeah, Katie Harris
pronounce
and
it.
John Bosman sit down and talk. And he also dates back to the 1930s, y'all. I mean, it's super.
Coming up on 100 years
It's
for
crazy.
Iozzo.
And you can make some reservations at Iozzos.com. Check this out, y'all. Segment number 2, Iozzo.
So hungry.
I'm hungry.
We are here with Katie, the owner of the lovely Iozzo's, which is a fantastic Italian restaurant. And tell me, how do you pronounce it, not just the American way, but tell me how to pronounce it the true way.
In the U.S. we say Iozzo's.
Okay, Iozzo's.
Iozzo's, Garden of Italy. And in Italy we say Iozzo, because there's no really I in the Italian language.
And you have to do it with passion, right?
Absolutely. It's all about the passion.
And you can definitely tell that passion when you walk into this beautiful restaurant.
Mhm.
It is gorgeous, and it has not only just a family flavor
Yes.
and a family history, but it has some local art in it as well.
Absolutely.
And so let's talk about the family history.
Sure.
Your whole family, actually, you have some of your family that works here, which is
A
pretty
lot
cool.
of family members who work here.
And it started as a family restaurant,
It did.
right?
So a restaurant was extremely popular in the 1930s. Our family basically helped introduce spaghetti to the city of Indianapolis.
So your family is the family I need to thank, because I'm a huge spaghetti fan.
Absolutely.
And apparently there are many people in Indianapolis
Yes.
that are, because it's one of your popular items here.
Absolutely. Spaghetti and meatballs is the most popular dish. The meatballs are the original recipe from my great-grandmother that she brought over with her from Italy in 1924, 1925. So yeah, the same recipes. We cook them in the same sauce that they did, the same ingredients. So it's really great.
I've also heard rumor that this beautiful patio out back shows some movies sometimes.
We do. We do twice a year. We're doing one in September. Every Wednesday during the summertime, we have live music outside. So that's great. So we get to utilize the patio for events. Tonight we're doing a wine tasting. So we have 3 of our famous Italian meatballs, Iozzo meatballs, tossed with a little bit of spaghetti and our Iozzo sauce, served up in a martini glass. So we also did our grilled vegetable plate, just to kind of highlight. We do a lot of seasonal food and have a lot of vegetarian options. Fresh portobello mushroom caps. We grill them, we stack them high, and then serve it with a sauce. Your choice of tonnato sauce, which is very traditional. The next dish we had was our fresh fish served Oscar style. So when we get the fresh fish in, not only do we have it flown in daily, we have about 5 or 6 preparations that you can choose from. So we'll do it grilled or pan-seared, and then also we can do it blackened or bronzed. And then tonight what we had was the Oscar style, where we serve it with fresh lump crab meat, asparagus, and a little bit of lobster butter that melts down over everything and just makes it melt in your mouth, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Kid, you had me just salivating. This all sounds so delicious.
Everything is really good. And the next item we had was the pork ossobuco. It's like the best pot roast you've ever had. It falls off the bone. It's absolutely fantastic. Last but not least, we had the dessert, our famous sea salt brownie with ice cream.
So your family had the largest restaurant in the Midwest, and then something tragic happened, and you had to shut down for a while.
We did. We had an unfortunate incident that closed the restaurant 70 years ago. So come into the restaurant to find the true story.
It's a good one. She told me. It's a really good story.
Your servers will be happy to tell you when you come in.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you for coming in tonight.
It's been fantastic. Salud.
Absolutely. Salud.
Ooh, Lamon, being a world champion heavyweight boxer, like you probably had to you
got a carb load,
you
right?
got a carb load, get that good food, right?
Absolutely.
Do you see those meatballs in that martini glass that Iozzo's? Iozzo's. Oh, that I'm hungry. How about we all go out sometime to Iozzo's?
We'll make reservations.
There's
at
no I in
Iozzo's.com.
Italian. In real Italian, you can say Iozzo's.
What do you think this is?
But you have to say it with passion, or else. You know what I mean? I love it.
Gusto.
So yummy. Ooh. Thank you guys for seeing all your comments, David Steinmetz and Sharon.
Keep them coming.
Shout out to my mommy and shout out to John McNeil. Thank you guys for viewing.
I've got family watching
yes,
from Michigan,
and all the Jollifs, Marshall,
Colorado,
Cheyenne. We really appreciate you guys. And John McNeil said, "Man, date night choices district have for Iozzo's tough choices." So
right.
true.
John McNeil, a recent and most recent recipient of the district
$50 gift card.
giveaway.
Y'all just go to intheloop.tv, click on the giveaways tab, and there's so many ways to earn that free $50 the district gift card. I can't talk tonight. Chicken nuggets. Y'all, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. Finally, we get to talk with the champion, Relentless.
Stay tuned.
My name's Jessica, and I am the piercer here at Mystic Images Tattoo. I specialize in all different types of piercings. We carry numerous lines of jewelry with some high-end ones such as juniper, Neil metal, and a few others. When you're ready for your next piercing, come see me.
Y'all, I'm so excited to introduce
Look at that
world
belt.
champion heavyweight boxer, Relentless Lamon Brewster. Y'all, WBO heavyweight title coming up on your anniversary. What's up?
We're coming up on 20 years.
Lamon Brewster. Oh my gosh, such an honor to have you on the show. How are you doing today, my friend? It's been a minute since I've seen you.
I know, right? No, I'm doing fabulous. I'm feeling really good, and it's a great environment. Like just the vibe between you guys, it makes me just in a really good place right now. I really love the synergy here. It's like,
well, you're part
you
of it.
guys are going to go a long way.
Thank you. We're so grateful. We're on ABC. Can you believe it? And we get all kinds of comments. People just say, we seen you at the bar. We seen you at the restaurant on Saturday nights at midnight. And so you'll be seeing your face all over ABC, in all the bars.
I just love the way y'all play off of each other.
Thank you.
Well, it's funny because like the first 2 or 3 episodes, we were kind of a mess. First of all, I don't belong in front of the camera. I belong behind the camera, so this is kind of a unique situation for me.
I was like, co-host with me. What could go wrong?
Yeah, well,
And he's a natural, of course.
He is a natural, yeah.
Champ, what is it like?
Yeah.
We mentioned coming up on 20 years. Yeah. Does it seem like it's been 20 years?
No, it does not.
Right.
It does not. I can just tell you word for word how I felt about it like it was yesterday. So yeah.
Well, I've got a clip queued up here. Let's
so excited.
This is moments before knocking out Vladimir Klitschko.
Yep.
This was in Vegas, I believe, and so here it is. Let's watch this for a little bit. Down.
Hey! Oh, he was knocked.
Yeah.
He was out for a few seconds. Come on, he passed out. Yeah, he got it.
TKO.
Dang, he still is out. He's still knocked out. He's standing up up, but he thinks he's awake, but he's not. Look at you. I can't imagine.
That's so cool.
I'm so proud of you, Lamon. That's so cool. Wow, he needs to sit down. Dang, how can you describe that moment? Just wow, all your hard work has just come to this one moment and you win this huge. Like, look at this belt. Like, this is incredible. How did that feel? I bet it's just amazing.
I think I could best sum it up in a story.
Do it.
So I started boxing at the age of 7, but somewhere around the age of 13, it was when Sugar Ray Leonard had beat Marvin Hagler. And so
I grew up watching them with my dad, Sugar Ray Leonard, all those greats. Love it. Keep going.
And so when it announced that Sugar Ray Leonard had beat Marvin Hagler was like my idol because I wasn't good enough to be like Sugar Ray Leonard, but Marvin Hagler, he bought it, you know what I mean? So that was, in my eyes, that was a man's man. And so at the time when ESPN had announced it, I was sitting there and something just rose up out of my body and looked down upon myself and said, "You're going to be a world champion." And so all through the years from 13 until I was 31 years old, I always prayed to God to say, let me be heavyweight champion of the world. Well, no, I didn't always say heavyweight because, I didn't know I was going to be a heavyweight, but over the years it changed to be heavyweight. So imagine repetitiously just asking God over and over every day, right? Yeah. So I win the title, right? So you asked me, what does it feel like? So after I won the title, it took me 8 months to quit praying to God to let me be heavyweight champion of the world.
Was he like, Lamon, remember?
Yeah, I'll be in the middle of the prayer, and Lord, and let me be heavyweight. Oh, I am heavyweight.
And thank you, Lord.
Right, thank you, Lord. So for 8 months,
goodness.
because I had done it repetitiously, you know what I mean?
Like your whole life,
since I was 13. Yeah. And so it was like trying to, I guess, get off a drug. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Like, how do I stop? Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you go from there,
that,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And God has just had your back, and that's awesome that you are just a believer and that, Jesus is the homeboy. I love it. And
That's
I mean,
right.
you blessings, like we were talking before the show, just about blessings and connections.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but hard work, which is what you've done. You've
Yes.
worked your booty off for that. Like
Yes.
what goes into a daily routine of, just training, right?
Yeah, so, we would run in the morning, and I say we, my team, because, my team, to encourage me, they would get up in the mornings and run with me.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we would run probably like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oof.
And then we would come back and, you rest up, you eat, and you go back to the gym between maybe 11, 1 o'clock, and then you train there for another 2 or 3 hours. You may be sparring, you may be hitting a heavy bag, you may be doing hard calisthenics, but then you go home, rest up, come back out again, and then you go to the weight gym, or you go swim, or, so it was like, I found that doing everything that I could do to say that I want to be heavyweight champion of the world. When I got in the ring, it took away all the fear I had of failing because I've done everything that I knew I could do.
Right.
Yeah.
Work your tail feather off.
Yeah. And so that's what I try to tell these young men and these young women. That's why I started a nonprofit organization called Brewster's Place. And Brewster's Place is like a Big Brother program, if you will, but it consists of all of these world champions mentoring to young individuals on Zoom,
Wow.
Yeah. And so instead of charging these young individuals and their parents, because, everybody's struggling, now what I do is I raise money to pay the champions. And so that's why I started the coffee and, the water and whatnot.
Seriously, I mean, this is everything, y'all. You need to check this out. Jason, you got the website up.
It's right there.
This is amazing. The coffee is incredible. My mom I'm going to send some to my mom. She is big on that, and there it is right there. And the water, y'all, and just.
So those are two, the water and the coffee, those are two businesses that feed Brewster's Place, right? How does that work?
Yeah. So what I do is I'm teaching young men as well as the champions to be entrepreneurs because coffee, it made $481 billion last year.
Listen, everybody needs coffee.
in every country.
And water.
Yeah.
Every country where they've start cracking down on drugs, you would notice that the coffee has started becoming more and more relevant in every city, every country. And so it's going to come to America eventually. So why not be the first?
Absolutely.
And so that's what I'm doing is I'm offering these young men chances to own their own coffee, coffee entrepreneurs.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
So you got the coffee, and then you've got this water, which I am a huge water drinker. I drink about a gallon to a gallon and a half of water a day, every single day. No joke. So I'm. This is going to be my first taste. Let's see how it goes.
And what did you say before the show? You're like, everybody, certain foods you can't really eat or drink that every day. But coffee, everybody is eating it. Everybody's drinking that every day.
Every time I was
Never
running,
gets old.
Every time I was running in the morning, my trainers was always in the car behind me sipping coffee.
You just can't even wake up without coffee. You can't even get through the day without coffee.
The Champions Brew.
How do you like your coffee?
I like mine's strong. I like it
real
bold.
black.
Yeah,
my mommy drinks her
sugar.
coffee so black.
Of course, you like it strong,
And
champ.
Jason loves his coffee black. Yeah, you should see me with mine. It's kind of embarrassing. I had a lot of cream and sugar. I'm a baby.
You wearing Pampers?
I'm a baby at coffee. You should see me. Like we're at Flapjacks, and it's just like there's little creamers everywhere. It's a mess.
No, we got to potty train you.
I'm gonna switch over to your coffee, and that might change my mind.
It's like cream and sugar with a splash of coffee.
It's like half coffee, half cream. It's really not. It's embarrassing.
Yes, this is a Honduran Ethiopian mix.
Very cool.
It's called the Original Punch.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I love it. So how does that championship mindset play into these things you're behind, this charity, the coffee, the water? Like what skills, what mindset do you bring from that boxing world?
So this is why it's so important for people to support Brewster's Place, because what I've done is I've converted Brewster's Place into a mentoring program using world champions, but they're teaching mental health. What is the word I'm trying to find?
Awareness or just strength?
So using positive affirmations.
Right, how to get through it.
Yes, each champion is teaching how to perceive life as a fight. Because, see, school teaches you education, but boxing teaches you application.
Right.
And the mathematical equation is education without application leads to a life of frustration. Because if your parents wasn't there or didn't know, or you didn't have parents trying to give you that how to perceive life, then when you go out into the world, you're going to be lost.
Yeah.
So a lot of these young men and young women, they don't have application.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why.
So true. That is incredible. You're doing this for this community and for these young people.
Right.
I mean, truly, people feel voiceless and they feel so alone when you're a teenager. I mean, if you didn't, like, who is someone that just, besides the greats that you mentioned, but like, did you have like a coach when you were a youngling and you were just like, this person really was there for me mentally, emotionally, and they trained me and they like taught me everything I need.
Yes.
That's what you're doing out here.
Yes.
So you gather some champions to teach these children and these teenagers, not just one thing, but all the stuff.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Because, words are spells. That's why it's called spelling.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing is we're teaching them these affirmation words and breaking these things down from a mental to a physical. Mm-hmm. Why? Let's take opportunity. How do you apply opportunity in boxing? Every time a fighter throws his jab, he's throwing it for the opportunity to make an opening.
Right.
And so every time a person is applying for a job, applying for a school, applying for anything to help them take one step up, they're taking opportunity. They're throwing the jab. But if you don't know when you walk in a room and you speak to somebody that it's either going to be a sparring session or it's going to be a fight. But if you don't even know how to hold your hands up, how would you know you're even being hit?
Exactly.
I was very intimidated when I was 18. I went to Los Angeles. I was in a room with all these lawyers, Robert Shapiro. I mean, all these guys. I didn't know. I felt like I was intimidated because they're using words that I couldn't identify with. But then I knew that Muhammad Ali, like he said that he used to read the dictionary. So I started reading the dictionary, and then it opened my mind up. Now I can have a conversation with almost anybody, and then people don't judge you. Oh, because that's who we are as people. When you speak to someone and they sound like, in the back of your mind, you kind of like, they a little silly, a little, you know what I mean? Like stupid. Like, so it's all about perception, and it's all about respect. And I never want to ever be in a room again, and I can't hold a conversation with somebody, regardless of what their degree is, you know? So
and that kind of all comes down to those positive affirmations too, where like if you tell yourself enough that you believe in something, then you kind of can be a good person, and you can feel good about yourself. But if you're just a negative Nancy all the time, what we got?
Oh, you get it,
Jason.
back.
You were gonna say something.
I was gonna say.
Oh no!
We are on a strict TV time frame, so we have got to do a soft cut. We're going to keep going on this Thursday live stream. If you're with us, we're going to hang out with Lamon Brewster, the champ, and we're going to say goodbye to the ABC WRTV broadcast. Renee, take us out.
Thank you so much, Lamon Brewster, for being on the show. You're incredible. You're inspirational. Relentless. Everybody, check it out. Check everything out. And we thank you guys so much. Brewster's Place, check everything out he has to offer. His coffee, the water, everything. Yeah. And we are going to get this thing we need to do some videos for all of it, okay? And just get it out there more. We love it so much. Thank you so much, viewers. ABC, we will see you guys next time.
Bye, ABC WRTV. Stay tuned on the live stream. All right, there's our little soft cut.
Boom.
We're still live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and
all
Trovo.
The things.
Yeah.
All the things.
LinkedIn.
But I just can't get over this belt. It's so pretty. And that picture of you is so fly.
Let's get another
with the belt.
Close look at that.
That's good.
Oof.
I took all the hair off my head and put it on my chin.
I love it. If I was a guy, I'd have a seriously cool beard. Jason grew a beard out for me a few times.
Yeah. Never again.
And it was epic. But I love your beard. You got a nice beard.
He did. I liked your beard, man.
Oh, yeah, you were around with the beard.
Couldn't do it. It was too much. It was too much for me.
I was just thinking about the walk and everything it takes to just.
I'm glad you mentioned the walk. Let me pause you right there. We can keep going, but we're just going to see. Well, excuse me. Okay. We're going to see a little bit of footage from back when we were the first day I met you. Nice. Right before a TV interview, Kaylin was there, but you were training David Roth, who was one of the two walkers that did the Walk Across America that me and Renee were a part of. We did a little mini doc. We were with him from the beginning, 4 months.
Incredible, right?
Walking across. Yeah, so here's a little bit of footage here. There's David Roth. There's you, of course.
Nice.
And you're just kind of showing him, and not that he was boxing across America, but man, he really needed a full kind of regimen because endurance and stamina, like all these things to literally walk 30 some miles every day. There's Kaylin with that belt. Look how
which
look how
is
big
kind
that
of
belt
what
looks.
I was leaning towards too. It just with the walk and the way that you had to train for so long for your profession, and just comparatively these two dudes walking across America, and I don't know how to exactly say what I want, but to find the inner strength to do something so hard, like keep training, keep running, wake up at 6 a.m. and put all of that work in, and like Jason, day after day working towards that, and like me doing my music, and just like the pain they went through walking through those 18 pairs of shoes, walking how many miles? 30, 40 miles a day.
About 30, give or take.
And I
like
tried
2 or
to
3
walk
miles.
with them, Layman. I tried to walk with them thinking,
we didn't get trained by the champ.
We didn't get trained. I made it like 7 miles one time.
Zero
and my
training.
body just gave out. Right. I have no idea how they did it. It almost seems like a miracle, like unfathomable to me, because I was so big-headed about it. Like, I can walk 30 miles. Right. I'm a youngling. It's fine.
You're young, of course.
I didn't.
You like your coffee sweet and your walk short.
My body just stopped walking. It was like I ain't going at a step.
Like, where's the?
It was like
where's
you had to put the Tin Man after like 7 miles, and there I hear walking 40 miles a day for 4 months. I honestly cannot. It's like God. Like, I don't really fathom how that even is possible. Like not that I don't. What I'm saying, but I'm just like. Just the willpower to do what you love, and especially with the strenuous training that you've had to do in that regards, like, it's so cool. I mean, you had to probably push your just your body past your mental, like you had to just mentally be like, I got this, even when you wanted to stop, right? So many times, I bet.
You know, there's this cartoon called Naruto Uzumaki.
Yeah.
And he was this spirit was put in him. It was called the Nine Tails. And as he grew, the spirit grew inside of him, and it really molded his life, you know. And even the people in his village was afraid of him.
Yeah.
And so for me, myself, as I always thought of myself as a lion, I was able to use boxing to control my inner beast, but to guide me. And so whenever I would have these fights where this man is coming in there to try to take my life, you know what I mean? Like, it's psychologically hard. And so for me to just be able to have that spirit inside of me to lead me, you know,
honestly, you have to, and that's a gift, right? Like, how could you not? We do, but you really have to be in touch with yours. Like, you're out here getting punched and beat around and stuff. I mean, that
you know how you find it? You find it when you're by yourself and you stop talking and start listening to like if you go into a room and you just sit, no music or anything, maybe a nice incense or something. Like, I like to burn frankincense and myrrh, but the point, when I sit there, I can hear myself think. I can hear myself talk.
Yeah.
I don't think that we stop long enough to not look at the phone, look at television, you know, whatever, to spend a little time with yourself, hearing what you have to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's big. I'm telling you, because like I found out a lot of things about myself when I can just be alone. So, you know, I'll go outside with my dogs, and I'm out there by myself, and I'm just listening, and I'm just like, wow, I'm hearing myself answer my own questions.
Right, in touch with yourself.
Yeah.
Jason just actually found this thing, and we've been doing it, where you go outside once, usually in the morning, a day with your bare feet, and you just kind of let your feet touch the earth, and something about, Jason, what is it? Something about the chemicals, and it does a little wiggly thing.
I always thought it was like, okay, are you wearing a copper bracelet too? I don't know about that one, but you know, the explanation I finally heard, I'd never heard this before, was that your cells, I don't know if it's specific cells, whatever, but their magnetism, they start to bunch up. So these cells are bunching up all over your body, and that's not healthy. So going out and touching the earth with your foot, it actually grounds you, and it breaks up those cells, which is healthier. So that's about the worst way that could have been explained, but it's something to do with that. There's an actual scientific thing behind it, having to do with the magnetic poles and how things opposites attract and all that. So
that's crazy.
Well, no,
you wouldn't even think
you
about
broke that down, my brother. Anybody
right. I was like, the cells get wiggly.
No, man.
But it's like you said, you got to spend some time alone with yourself, and just with with no music and no TV and no phones, right? Like, we get so involved with all of it. Like, at the end of the day, it's just you.
Yeah.
So you got to be connected with yourself and have that self-love.
Andre 3000 said, every time I try to get a piece of mind, somebody try to get a piece of mine.
Oh, that's good.
People always trying to take it.
I like that.
It was like, I think Don King had told me, because I was assigned to Don King for many years when I won my world title, and he said that something to the extent that he said, people stay up at night trying to figure out how to get their hands in your pocket when you wake up.
See, and you're just waking up. You didn't expect all this.
No,
it's true, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's true.
That's why I tell people, it's not even a thing of bad or good, because good people do good things and bad people do bad people do good things and good people do bad things. Right. But it's your deeds, because I've had a lot of what the world would consider bad people really help me to become who I became.
Absolutely.
And then I've had a lot of I've had a lot of good people who have tried to, for whatever reason,
tear you down.
Yeah. So when you talk about bad or good, good or bad,
subjective, right?
Yeah, subjective. Absolutely. I get nerdy with it, because I said that love has 24 degrees, because you have a positive. So you have a 0 to positive 12, and then you have a 0 to negative 12.
Yeah.
And so sometimes love has to be cold.
I agree with that. It's not always just rose. I think, when you everybody, you know, you've been married a long time. It's like, it ain't all roses.
Come on.
And
Preach.
love, I just think love is beautiful, very dark thing sometimes, you know.
What?
It's not always just so easy. I mean, it struggles, and you know, it's like it's commitment, and it's
But
just,
love is
it's a lot.
perception, and that's not explained, because when two people enter into a relationship, they should both be at least looking in the same direction. They should both want the same thing to a degree out of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of relationships, because a lot of relationships are built on lust. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like your feelings or whatnot. But that's why they say to be a champ, you can't go in the ring with feelings.
Oh, you gotta just be mathematical, right?
I almost lost a fight because I let my feelings get in the way.
I bet people are in there egging you on, doing all kinds of stuff to get your feelings riled up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I like those people because those people give me the fuel. You know what I mean? Yeah, my success ain't based on the people that believed in me. My success is based on the people who said I couldn't do it.
Hey,
I
that
didn't
fuels
want them to
you.
win.
Yes.
You know what I love is coffee.
Coffee.
How did you? So you use it's a company here in Indianapolis, right?
Yes.
Tinker.
Yes.
How did that happen? Tell us a little bit about that story and how that relationship or partnership came about.
Sure. So there's a good friend of mine named Michael Crafton, and I was telling him that I wanted to get into the coffee business, and I wanted to reach out to a company that was local, and I have found a company that is actually in the same community I grew up in, and I was like, no way. And you know, I'm Indiana's first and only world heavyweight champion in history.
Hey.
And then I'm like, this is the first coffee company in my neighborhood in history.
You are making history.
That part. So I said, you know what? Because I had asked God, once I had created Brewster's Place, like how am I gonna fund this thing? Like I can't.
Brewster's Place, you're talking about funding, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's the nonprofit organization that is going to pay these champions to mentor to young individuals without charging the individuals to be, you know, take part. And you know, all these world champions, they have all of these stories of how they became a champion. So it's based on them teaching their perception of life to these young men, because perception, or as I say, application, is not being taught in school, you know, in church or anywhere.
Or some families, depending on what your upbringing is, they may just not have that available to them.
So think about all the young men out here and young women who don't have families,
right?
Or don't have a tight-knit family. You know, everybody's working, robbing Peter to pay Paul, you know. So when you come home, your mind ain't thinking about, well, let me give them some knowledge. You know what I mean?
And they're so talented, but they lack that, like, you know, the stuff that your champions could teach them, like drive, I don't know, all the things,
application,
and those positive affirmations that they're worthy and that they got this.
Exactly. So every affirmation is broken down on paper, is broken down to a dictionary definition, and it's explained in many different facets. One is inside of the ring, how this affirmation applies, and then the other is outside of the ring, how it applies. But in the mental mindset of a fighter, because everybody on earth is a fighter. Why? Because if you've ever walked outside and put on a jacket, you was fighting the cold. You know what I mean? If you ever walked outside,
something.
If you ever put on shoes, you was fighting against rocks. So everybody's a fighter, but not just a fighter. Now we have to find out what your mentality is, because you can't train a poodle like a pit bull. And so what I've done is I've broken it down using mental health specialists to help individuals to understand who they are as a fighter. Because once you know your mentality, that is what determines your style of fighting. Mike Tyson would never stand straight up like a defensive fighter like a Muhammad Ali, because that's not his mentality.
Right.
So what we teach is individuals how to see themselves, because we're asking them every day to look at themselves in the mirror, in their stance, before you go out in the world. Because when you walk in the world, that's what the world sees. They see the fighter that you are looking at. They don't see Mike Tyson. They don't see they see you.
Right.
So you have to get your mindset and the focus that when you see yourself in the mirror, you're gonna feel good about who you are based on your mindset. I'm not gonna go out and try to be an aggressive person when I have a defensive mind. Right. I'm gonna be like a chess player. I'm gonna try to make my next move my best move, because that's what a defensive player does. You know, so helping people to understand their stance and their physical stance, it has been mind-blowing, mind-changing for these young men, because at the end of the day, they don't expect the world to expect anything from them.
Right.
And so I know as a young man, I became successful because I knew people had an expectation on my life. Mm-hmm. So what I'm trying to do through Brewster's Place is I'm trying to use these world champions to show these young men that we have an expectation on their lives. See, I'm not worried about the women, even though the women get mentored as well, but they get mentored with world champion women.
Right.
But I know if the men do what they supposed to do, as the Bible say, the sheep will follow. So the women are going to follow if the men get their act together. That's why the world is so out of place, because the man is not masculine anymore. You know what I mean? Y'all got all the jobs and y'all look better.
Yes, I love it. It's like birds, like all the the male birds are all like just like, whoa, you know, and then like the female birds be like, what's up? It's like, what?
What kind of birds are you hanging out with?
No, I just thought that was interesting fact of nature, random. But no, I think that's so cool. So cool.
Real quick, checking in with that giveaway, because we passed our time. We do a giveaway every week, and we're checking in here, and it looks like we got a couple more. We only hit 41. We want to hit 100 before we give these cards away. So I've restarted the giveaway, and come on, guys, let's get to 100 so I can give another one of these away. There's a couple ways to win, one of which is the right there.
Just go to Facebook. You know, you can send 10 and screenshot it to Jason, or you can send your invites
your
to
friends.
all of them.
How cool is this show?
You know, it's the same if you send 10 or send it to all of your friends. It would help us out.
Higher percentage chance that you'll win a gift card.
Yeah,
and your friend is entered.
Just take a screenshot, send it to Jason Aaron, or send it to In the Loop Facebook page.
They're entered if they actually like the page. So I keep track of them. I see them coming in, and if it's beyond your the numbers right there, then I do a little bit of research, a little bit of digging, and see who invited them. So either way, you'll be covered.
So y'all need to make sure you check out the championsbrew.com. Is this where we can find all of our donations buttons and everything we need to find about your coffee and your water and where to order it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Well, there's the Champions Brew. Let's see. If you go, do you have links to all those on? Oops. Here we go. Where's it at? There we go. Are there links to those products from Brewster's Place, or should they go to those other sites directly?
Either or, with whatever your preference is, because like I say, portions of the proceeds are going to be able to mentor young men online, because we have to start holding these young men responsible. They need help. And so I'm trying to help them, and who better than world champions?
Yeah, it's incredible. Like if I happen to be wanting that title and I was a young little dude and I was like boxing and I had you or one of your champions come in to my life, like that would change my life.
It really would. And
that would set me straight for sure. And then maybe you could help prevent just awful, there's a lot of mental health problems and especially, just so many different reasons for mental health, but people go through so much. Everybody is going through so much. And so certain kids really need some extra love and need some guidance, and their dream could just vanish. Really. I mean, they could give up on themselves. They could quit.
I agree.
Or, they just couldn't have any opportunities or anything. And like, you're coming along and just giving them that. And that's so sweet. It's such an powerful impact on the community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I just want to say to that's exactly what I'm trying to do, because if Lamon Brewster would have had to pay to go to a boxing gym when I was a young man, I'd have been out there in the streets with my friends, and I probably would be dead or in jail. But because I was able to go into these gyms for free, it changed my life. I became heavyweight champion of the world. You know?
Say it again. Say it again.
So I became heavyweight champion. Hey! But the point is, there are a lot of Lamon Brewsters out there, and nobody wants to give a buku of money. You know, we don't have that to give, and so the thing is I'm just asking people. I am out here trying to do this work to help these young men, help these young women. All I'm asking in support is buy a bag of coffee, buy the Pawnee water, because what this does is it gives me the money to be able to go out into these communities. It helps me to help them to get jobs because they need clothes, they need a phone. Like, I'm trying to do my part, because remember, if you say you believe in God, remember, he said that everybody's going to give account for their deeds, not because you was good, not because you was bad, but because of your deeds when you stand before him. And so I'm just saying, I just want to know to myself, when I stand before his son, I can say I did everything. I tried to do everything that you told.
Could.
Yeah, and that's all I could ask. That's all, you know, I can ask for myself.
You know, I agree with you. I think that, like, and I've always known you, obviously, you know, you got to believe in God to get into heaven. But I just recently come to this feeling that it's like your deeds all add up in this life. And maybe that is what, you know, of course you can be a good person and, you know, it's just very complicated, but you just got to try to do those good deeds, as many, like live your life by that, and just
100%.
And always try to be a good person, always try to do good deeds and smile at strangers and help people and be nice. And
this was the best possible episode. I could have strongly encouraged my family to watch, so they're tuning on. I've been getting messages there, so I know they love your message, Champ, and we appreciate you sharing your testimony. I know they appreciate it too.
For coming on the show today.
Y'all family. I'm coming back. Y'all can't get rid of me.
You can't get rid of us.
You can't get rid of me.
You can't get rid of us, Lamon. We friends for life. We're gonna hit up Iozzo's, all right, after this.
Let's get it.
And y'all, please make sure you check out the championsbrew.com, buy some coffee, buy some water, check out the site. There's donation button on there. We're gonna get this up and rolling. He is just inspiring and just doing so many wonderful things with his community, with the youth, getting them, you know,
helping people and chewing bubble gum, and he's all out of bubble gum.
I just want to leave.
Wow.
I just want to leave with this. This is my saying to people. Tomorrow depends on what we do today.
Yes, it's so true. Today.
Long-term goals.
Gotta live for today, exactly. So with that being said, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yay.
Y'all, world champion heavyweight boxer, relentless Lamon Brewster. We love you. Thank you so much. Check him out and everything he has to offer, y'all. The championsbrew.com. Thank you, Jason, for all your production and everything that you do. You're such hard work. Thank you, ABC.
You're the man, Jason.
And thank you to all of our sponsors and our viewers and the commenters. We love you guys. I feel like I'm giving my speech for the Grammy. I'm practicing because I'm going to win one day, an Oscar and all the other ones too. So we're going to the top, baby. Let's go.
All the way. 100%. 100%. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Exactly. Thank you so much again. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Live stream Thursday at 7, Saturday at midnight on ABC, and 24/7 inside Indianapolis hotels.